You know, I have not reacted to a Watch Mojo video in a very, very long time. But this one caught my attention, and I thought, let's give this one a watch and see what this one is about. And it's a Transformers one, nonetheless. I haven't watched anything Transformers in a while. Well, reacted to anything Transformers in a while. What am I saying, of course? That's what I mean, but you get the idea. But anyways, so this one is called the Top 10 Biggest Flexes in Transformers. So, that's what I find caught my eye here, like, biggest flexes in Transformers. Are we just going to talk about the whole 41 years in the franchise in general of the biggest flexes throughout all, throughout the all 40 years here from what they've done, or in moments in like movies or TV shows? Probably. Maybe the comics, who knows? It's probably just going to be the TV shows and movies, but yeah, this one caught my attention, especially with the thumbnail being Armada Optimus Prime, my favorite Optimus Prime. Hold on, let me pull him up here real quick. My favorite design of Optimus Prime here, because this is the Optimus Prime that got me into Transformers, so just saying. He's one of my favorites. And also I like Gary Chalk too. Gary Chalk was a good voice for Optimus Prime. No disrespect to Peter Cullen, I like him too, but Gary Chalk's the one I grew up with. Along with this guy here. And Cybertron Optimus Prime, who's hanging out on the top of my shelf, but I'd rather not show him off right now. So, but instead, I will show off a picture of him and Super Mode Armada, fist bumping. So, anyways, so I thought this would be an interesting one to react to and see what they mean here, and maybe I'll agree with it. Maybe I think some of it's a bit silly here, but we shall see. But that's the point of this reaction, anyway. Plus, I haven't reacted to a Watch Mojo video in a long time. And Watch Mojo's videos tend to be kinda, L takes for the most of the time. I don't know, it's like, recently they've been better. I've been mainly watching Miss Mojo stuff. I haven't really watched anything from most of Watch Mojo stuff for a while. Most of Miss Mojo, just not Watch Mojo, but the ones there are better compared to this one. But anyways, without any further ado, let's get to watching.
The earth is under my protection. You shall not harm her.
Welcome to
Oh,
Watch
boy.
Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the very best of Autobots and Decepticon flexes. That's right, we'll be looking at all the times these transforming badasses showed off their incredible strength.
Okay.
Let this be a
That's
lesson
what you
to all who dare to challenge me.
What's the
Number
first one?
10, Breaking the Silence.
Oh. Done off with Prime. Okay.
It's been pretty hard for any follow-up series to match the awesomeness of Soundwave in G1, but Prime's
Right.
take is pretty awesome in his own right. Despite not being able to talk, but of course every baddie eventually gets their comeuppance, and Soundwaves saw him captured by the Autobots as they attempted to extract information about the Decepticons' plans. Well, this plan failed horribly.
Why is Megatron stealing human technology? What is he attempting to build? Why is Megatron stealing human technology?
Despite being tied up and threatened, he absolutely refuses to give up any information. In fact, he takes it one step further and starts deleting everything he knows right in front of them, then breaking many years of silence just to rub into their faces the fact that he has won.
Soundwave superior. Autobots inferior.
That's not just petty, that's a flex. Number 9, anything you can do.
I'm not sure if I could say that, but okay. And I'm pretty sure, what was that? That did sound like Frank Welker. That was Frank Welker without so much of a filter in him, which was a nice touch, by the way, since he did voice him in the live actions as well. Well, mainly the Bayverse films. Just saying. Yeah, so that was a nice kind of. May agree with that a little bit, but we should see what else is on here.
Megatron can do better.
Impressive. But ultimately futile.
Some freaky things were going on with
Alright.
Megs after he seemingly met his end in the Cybertron series. No one could touch
Right.
his new ghostly form, but he could certainly touch them. Incensed by seeing him back from the dead, Leo Breaker charged in regardless, and got an unhealthy dose of mind games as a reward.
It's forming a shape.
Just to flex his disturbing new powers,
All right.
Megatron creates a shadowy replica.
Yeah, Nemesis Breaker. That's how he was created. It's been a while since I watched Cybertron. Cybertron is still one of my favorite series too. I really loved it. Gave us Super Mode Optimus Prime, the strongest Optimus Prime in in animation, and just most powerful versions of the Autobots and Decepticons. Megatron and Optimus specifically, of course. And again, Super Mode Optimus Prime was dope.
Of the beastly Autobots, one that is completely loyal to him.
Good kitty.
As if to add insult to injury, this newly titled Nemesis Breaker is able to mop the floor with the original. And yes, he can even copy Optimus and Leo's combination gimmick.
Dark Claw mode.
Hey, not gonna happen.
Number 8.
Yeah, that
Mauling Mag.
that was until Optimus came back and charging him, saying, "You should have stayed a ghost." And then they went Savage Claw mode against Megatron's Dark Claw mode, and we're basically at a standstill. And then yeah, and eventually Megatron lost. Just saying.
Ness. Don't you just love it when a character disappears for
Magnus.
half a series, then returns just to get unceremoniously offed? Well, the commander of Autobot City and former Matrix holder, Ultra Magnus, got that esteemed privilege back in the Headmaster's days. After
Oh, yeah, the G2 series that no one really likes.
Galvatron decides he wants to blow up Earth for some reason, the Decepticons start their campaign by targeting the Autobot stronghold.
地獄への送り人シックスショット水産楽な忍者参謀
Six Shot is assigned with taking out the leader, and the way he does it is just humiliating on Magnus's part. He absolutely
Oh.
clowns on him to the point he doesn't even get a solid hit in. As if to say, buy my toy kids, or look what I can do, he alternates between forms and batters his feeble opponent.
Ouch.
For such a high-ranking officer to die like this is just
Right.
embarrassing. Sorry, dude.
マグナス
Damn, they really did Magnus dirty after the movie. I'm gonna be honest. Everything they've done up to so far, yeah. It's like Ultra Magnus was done dirty after the movie.
ウルトラマグナス
Number
Now, since this was technically an anime, I would say this deserves a compilation on what eventually would be, CJ Champ's most disrespectful moments in anime. But, I know he's very selective, so I don't think this will ever make it. Just saying.
7.
But I will say, kind of a flex. But, it was very disrespectful, flexing on Ultra Magnus, so... Nah, yeah, that was a flex. I'll give it that.
Claiming the throne. Megatron sure makes a habit of flexing on Starscream. After all, just the mere fact that he keeps him around despite his treachery proves that he doesn't consider him a big enough threat to his power to neutralize him. But perhaps one
Right.
of his greatest instances of putting Starscream in his place is in TF1,
Ah,
where, despite
yes, mind you, he didn't even become Megatron yet. He was still D16 becoming Megatron. Starscream was considered an elite warrior and the leader of the High Guard. And Megatron just ends up beating the crap out of him. Originally, Starscream, well, everyone saw it who didn't see the movie. If you hadn't seen the Transformers 1, highly recommend it. Good movie. Probably one of the best Transformers movies out there, I will say. Should have deserved more. Just saying. But yeah, Starscream had the upper hand at first, and then Megatron just beat the crap out of him. As they will tell you here.
by being surrounded by the Cybertronian High Guard, he picks a fight with their leader.
I'm surprised they're using this one, though.
I'm not cowering in some busted ship playing king of the throne. I'm not pretending like I'm making a difference by throwing one punch and then running away to hide.
Bear in mind, he only just gained his powers of transformation, and he's already able to go toe-to-toe with one of the most esteemed fighters.
You want to see the strength of one bot over another? Huh? Is that all you got?
Not only does he
Yeah,
humble
and that's when he
Starscream,
manifested his
leaving him
cannon.
begging for his life, his strength is also able to rally the rest of the squad to follow him into battle.
Bear witness! This is the last time I show mercy.
Number 6, Lockdown locks in.
Oh,
as a bounty
animated.
hunter and trophy
Oh, man. Lockdown being a mercenary. Oh my god. The first time he got introduced, I'm surprised how popular he became after making his first appearance in the animated series. This is the first time he's ever appeared, and then he became so popular, they had him appeared in Age of Extinction. So, crazy. But for good reason.
hunter. Flexing is sort of Lockdown's whole thing.
It is.
You're gonna put me to sleep.
As such, almost any time this dude gets screen time, he makes it his mission to show off just how effortlessly good in combat he is. Sure, the Autobots are just a crew of maintenance workers, but they'd proven themselves capable of taking on powerful foes, so it shouldn't have been this easy for one fella to take them all out.
You can call me Lockdown.
Yeah.
Though you probably can't call me anything until you reboot yourself.
Regardless, he goes out of his way to incapacitate whoever catches his eye and then helps himself to whatever goodies they have attached to their bodies. Because nothing says flexing on your opposition like whooping them with their own upgrades.
Now that was just sad.
I mean, at this point, it's just becoming like the 10 biggest disrespectful moments in the Transformers franchise. That's what it just seems like. I mean, that's what this basically is. Except for, the Soundwave part for number 10. But, yep, that one is definitely a flex.
Number 5. Enter Scavenger.
Ah, Scavenger.
Made up my mind after witnessing
My favorite version of Scavenger in the entirety of Transformers.
that battle, and seeing how pathetically you performed. You need all the help you can get.
Ooh.
They'd been hyping
Roasting
up the
Starscream pretty
Star Saber
easily.
for a while in Armada, so now that it was in the hands of Hotshots, we thought the Autobots were set to win the war. Not
Nope.
so. Megatron calls upon the aid of
Whoa.
the grizzled
Let me take that back. Not yet, anyway. That was until Scavenger came in, was a double agent, and disrespected Hotshot, and showed him just how unskillful he was. Because mind you, this is the Scavenger that also trained Optimus Prime in this series. So yeah, it makes sense.
and mercenary Scavenger, who takes on the young upstart head-on. Without any kind of weapon, he runs circles around Hotshots, who quickly realizes that his arrogance was completely unfounded.
It was.
It's not long before Hotshot is flat on his ass, and the Star Saber is once again in the hands of the villains. Not sure why he did this while he was secretly a spy working for the Autobots, but hey, any excuse to flex, am I right? Number 4.
I think it was just mainly to teach Hotshot a lesson, though. I think that's the real reason. But it did pay off towards the end of this series, so.
Just another contract. From savage cassette servant to stone cold killer, Ravage made quite the transformation when he appeared in Beast Wars.
Ah, okay. Didn't know that.
He certainly made a flextacular first impression when he appeared at the Maximal base and instantly disarmed them all.
I only wish to avoid any regrettable accidents to my person.
As if that wasn't a flex enough, he then moves onto his main mission of cleaning up the mess that Megatron had made by infiltrating his base and shackling him. In just a few moments, Ravage was able to do what the Maximals had failed to for 30-something episodes.
In the name of the Pax
That's crazy!
Americana and the Predacon Alliance.
I should really watch Beast Wars then. I never watched it, which is a crime, because I hear it's one of the best animated series out there. So, despite the animation, just the story was really good. So,
arrest.
Number 3, you've got the touch.
Of
Ultimate,
course.
I'll
This
show
one.
you how.
Okay, this one was bound to be on here. This was bound to be on here. But that leaves the question: if this is number 3, what's number 2 and 1? Okay.
It's done moments, and quite possibly the greatest in Transformers history.
Yes.
This is Optimus
But at a cost, though. Because Hot Rod was being stupid and got Optimus Prime killed.
Prime's finest hour.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Keep the touch music playing.
While the rest of the boys fail to protect Autobot City, Big Papa Convoy pulls up with one thing on his mind: evening the odds. Without breaking a sweat, he shows everyone why he's the leader of the Autobots, laying out baddies left, right, and center.
Yeah, without too much issue too, which was the funny part. Boom.
Then when it comes time for his one-on-one with Megatron, he makes Megatron break his vow that he just made seconds before about not using a weapon. Regardless, Prime continues to fight with his bare hands and has the advantage the entire time. If not for some trickery, this fight would have truly proved that Prime was the better fighter.
He was! And he could have killed Megatron too if it weren't for Hot Rod.
Finish him off!
Even Cup said it.
Number 2, Primus debut.
Oh, yeah, now this one makes sense to me now. The debut of the Transformers God? When Primus finally made his appearance in Cybertron, it was a really big deal. Because this is like, not only, because this is like the first time, I believe, in any sort of animation TV series for Transformers, where Primus actually finally made his debut. So it was a really big deal. Finally, after so long, like, if there's Unicron, then who's the opposite of Unicron? Primus, and we finally get to see him in animation. Because they talked about him a lot in Energon, from what I remember. And then we finally get to see his debut in Cybertron. So I was really happy by that.
Huge! It's hard to believe he's real!
Surprise, surprise, Starscream was making a bit of a nuisance of himself during Cybertron, but this time he had every right to brag. After all,
As per
he was
always.
now infused with Primus's energy, making him grow tremendously in size and power. As such, the Autobots had a real hard time fending him off, so it was going to take something outlandishly powerful to put him in his place.
AKA the god of Transformers.
Cybertron. That's right, it was Primus all along, and after being awakened, we're privy to just how absurdly strong he is. He comedically swats the energy-pumped Starscream away like a fly.
Right.
Considering the trouble he put the team through, seeing Primus reduce him to a gag had our jaws on the floor.
Right.
Before we continue, be sure to...
And mind you, that was the first time Starscream came back, was trying to do more power, and then Primus just grabbed some moons to whip it back at Starscream to beat him again. Oh, yeah. I mean, being the god of Transformers, that was a huge flex then. Seeing Primus debut and just swatting Starscream was when he had a huge power-up. So that makes sense. Now my question is then, what's number 1? What is number 1? What could top the debut of Primus in animation?
Subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Okay, what is
Number 1, Mountain Slice. When you talk about iconic Transformers
From the
moments,
Primes.
this bit from Prime...
Okay. I can see it now. I can see why this...
is certainly up there. When Megatron discovers the Starsaber stuck in a giant mountain, it's a classic case of Arthurian legend, with no one able to pull it out. To stop it from getting into the hands of the good guys, he decides to say, screw it, and carries the entire mountain away. But that's not gonna stop a Prime, right? After a showy performance, Optimus is able to claim the blade.
Yep.
That's
Look
when
at that.
Megatron calls for Plan B. However, without even flinching or looking at the danger coming his way, Optimus cleaves the mountain in two with a simple flick of the wrist. What a display of strength. Even the Supreme Leader is speechless. Which do you...
I mean, to be fair, I can see this now. Come on. Seeing Optimus do that without, you know, hesitation, and the way, look at the way he poses too. Look, let's look at that again. Look at the way he poses. I'm not even showing it, but just look at it. Look at it. Come on, that is a huge flex right there, and it's one of the many reasons people love the Prime series, aka well TFP. TFP is considered one of the best Transformers shows of all time for good reason. I'm sad I didn't have Hub back then to watch it all the time, but you know, now I can watch it on Paramount. So, but when I saw this, like, seeing the Star Saber again, man, that brings back memories from Armada. And then seeing a new logo behind it, seeing Megatron not being able to pull it, Optimus getting to pull it, and just showing off like this, I agree. So I definitely agree with this. Just saying. I definitely agree.
What a display of strength. Even the Supreme Leader is speechless.
Megatron was like, fuck
Which do
me,
you
man.
think is...
Not fair. Okay, so for this, most of it seemed like it was just disrespectful entries, but I do agree with some of these entries though. These were great. I just feel like they probably just couldn't use disrespectful moments, or they just need a separate category. But some of these were flexes, I'll agree. Especially 3, 2, and 1. Those were definitely flexes. So I definitely agree there. Man. I gotta check out some of these comments real quick. I am a warrior. Let the battle be joined. For me, nothing is more epic and tragic than Dinobot's sacrifice in Code of Hero. True. No, now that I think about it, I heard so many good things about Dinobot. Because he was also in, I believe in the saddest deaths in animation, I believe too. I remember seeing that like a long time ago. It's been like 10 and 11 years at this point, so Jesus Christ. But yeah, I remember seeing that, so I might... I need to check out Beast Wars when I get the chance, man. Optimus Prime using the Matrix to cure the entire galaxy of the hate plague is the big flex right there. That is true. Oh, that is also true. I remember watching that one, The Return of Optimus Prime. I watched it not too long ago, actually. I decided to rewatch it like last year, just to know that was a huge, because I liked that whole story of Optimus Prime coming back. But that was at the start of season 4, and it didn't last long, unfortunately. So. Megatron's face after Optimus Slice tells it all. I deeply reconsider my life choices now. Let me see another one here. That moment from Transformers Prime where Optimus retrieves the Star Saber and uses it for the first time will forever remain nothing short of absolute badassery. Right, so that's what I'm like, so it makes sense to me. That definitely does top Primus's debut, so there's a reason it's considered number 1, even considering among Transformers fans. It really puts into perspective why Megatron was willing to pull up the entire mountain just so Prime couldn't get it. But what makes it even more important is how, in the following episode, Megatron is willing to go to such drastic measures to ensure that the balance of power is back in his favor, which also leads to one of the coolest fights in the series. Again, it's why people love TFP. Starscream ramming through the entire Autobot cast to get to the Omega Lock should have been on here. Now that's a flex. Yeah, also true. But he did use some dirty tactics just to get the Omega Lock in that episode, though. Because Optimus was beating the crap out of him and everything, and then he decides, cheap shot, take a, do a dirty trick, fire and miss out the humans. So Optimus would have no choice but to go and save them, and then Starscream would use the opportunity to get the Omega Lock, and he did. And so that's what happened. So I wouldn't really call that a flex, though, but maybe that's just me. Isn't Megatron, now we need a truce. All I wanted was to be back in charge. Besides, who would you be without me, Prime? Time to find out. It's true. Ravage showing up in Beast Wars was cool and all, but I would have to give it the gold to either Dinobot's last stand against the entire Predacon forces, or when Transmetal Optimus made his debut after being presumed dead, and proceeding to spank the Predacons with ease. Yeah, I really need to watch Beast Wars if I know this much. I only know a little bit about this stuff, but I don't know the entirety of what went on in Beast Wars. But, man, I really need to watch this. Transformers Soundwave is pretty much the creepiest version I've ever seen. But he was also very cool looking. I'm not gonna lie. It's a damn shame Transformers 1 isn't getting a planned sequel, right? Right? I wish it did better at the box office because Paramount did shitty with the marketing for that movie. I really loved it. I'm glad I saw it in IMAX too. Yeah, man. But I will say though, yeah, I definitely agree with some of these entries though. Definitely agree, but mainly the top 3. Everything else is more like, you know, disrespectful moments. So, just saying. Yeah, but another one, biggest flex, literally is Unicron transforming in front of Galvatron in Transformers the movie. Maybe. I don't know about that one, but... yeah. Alright. But yeah, for anyone who's watching, let me know what you think. There's definitely been some great moments of flexing in the Transformers series, but a lot of these entries I do agree with, though. I do agree with. Some of them make me consider disrespectful moments, but I agree with a lot of these. So yeah, especially the top 3, you can't top those 3. Just saying. Just saying.